Yeah, phone now.
Hello, I am Dayo Lujuma. Welcome to State of the Nation on Aspheric TV, where we discuss, analyze, and tackle critical national issues with individuals, agencies, government parastatals, private organization. Our guest today is the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council. There's so many things Nigerians do not know about the shipping industry that we need to be aware of. Our guest today, as I said earlier, is the CEO and Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello. And our topic today is boosting Nigeria's economic through inland dry ports. Doors are open wide for you to call in or send in SMS 08099998117. You can as well follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at official Aspheric News, Twitter at Aspheric News. Unfortunately, currently, Twitter is on hold in Nigeria. Instagram at aspheric.news. What makes inland dry port so special and gives it the potential to become an economic booster? Well, we'll get to find out about that. Right now, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, I can only assure you an interesting interview. Stay tuned. Hassan Bello is Executive Secretary and CEO of the Nigerian Shippers Council. A lawyer, he joined the council in 1998 as Deputy Director and Head of Legal Services. He became a director in the same department, a position he held for many years before his current appointment. Prior to joining the council, Bello worked with the Sokoto State Ministry of Justice and the State Investment Company Limited, where he rose to become acting managing director and CEO. Welcome back. Right now we have with us the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Okay, sir, can you give us an insight to your journey so far as the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council?
Well, I call it our journey because this is not a one-man odyssey, as you call it.
Okay.
It's been a very, very important journey because we have the sight of our destination. We are using everything to get to our destination, which is the LIFT project that can help the Nigerian economy.
Okay. Can you briefly explain to Nigerians the duties of Nigerian Shippers Council?
Nigerian Shippers Council, which was set up as early as 1978, has a dual mandate. First, it is a trade facilitation agency. That is, to facilitate trade, especially transportation aspect of it, and to have efficient, seamless transportation system so that trade will be easy and we develop a trade economy. This we do by having stakeholders meeting. We work with the Central Bank of Nigeria for facilitate Nigerian custom, Nigerian export promotion. All those agencies have done what they are. We have developed a transportation, including access to the market. Competitive edges in some products are not wiped away by inefficient logistic chain. What we want is easy transportation of goods to and from the seaports at a reasonable cost and efficiently and at a reasonable cost, as I said. Second, Nigerian Shippers Council is also the port economic regulator, which means we are looking at the economic side. We are looking at efficiency of ports. We are looking at competition among the terminals, looking at digitalization of our ports, the ease of doing business, and also the cost of business. We want our ports to be competitive with ports our region, and in the whole, we want to develop a hub so that Nigerian ports will be the preferred ports for shippers, not only in Nigeria, but within the sub-region.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for that, sir. Dry inland port or inland dry port, sorry, seems to be relatively a new concept. People tend to be confused because some of the locations are in areas without water. What does this concept entail?
Very good question. First of all, what is a dry port? I think it's a seaport. The definition of a port, modern definition of a port, is simply a place where goods are discharged or loaded. And that's why we have the airports. They are also ports. We have the river ports. They are also ports. But then we have the dry ports. Dry ports is a brainchild of Nigerian Shippers Council. And what it means is side ports outside the seaports. Nigeria has vast hinterland, 923,000 square kilometers. There must be interface between the seaports and the hinterland. There must be interconnectivity between transport structures and infrastructure. So the dry port is a common user facility with public status, authority. It's a port of destination. Airlines can bring their goods from anywhere in the world. And the instrument of that is what we may call either combined or through bill of lading, so that let me call Kaduna, which is going to Gonzu, port goods of lading or transport instrument will read Gonzu Kaduna, not Gonzu Apapa, because Kaduna is the final destination. It means is the goods will be exiting Kaduna at the port, not in Lagos. You will pay your custom duty and other charges at Kaduna and not Lagos. So what it means, it saves you and I a lot of hassles and because to clear our goods. We clear our goods and take possession in Kaduna, which means less cost, because rail is the difference in such transportation, and we need to build the rail capacity. So the dry port concept is brilliant. It will bring shipping to the doorstep. It is going to expand the economy, because it is also going to be a center for export. One can export goods dry port. in Kaduna, the ginger could be exported, waiting to go. So you are cut almost half the hustle, the problem of going to for the decode the economy. So the economy will be repeated in Kaduna, Funtua, Jos, Ibadan, wherever these things are cited. So this is the concept of driver. But the every sense of the world. Just that word.
Okay, any challenges so far in the establishment of inland dry ports? Any challenges so far?
There are challenges. The dry port is delivered on public-private partnership basis, and there are always problems with PPP projects in terms of capacity, in terms of government assistance. But so far, we have delivered that of Kaduna, and the Kaduna is doing well. One problem that is prominent is rail capacity. We need to connect the inland ports with rail, and we need to have rail scheduled delivery from the port. The goods are loaded, bound for the inland ports, and straight they come, vice versa. Empty and export. So we need the rail to be consistent. We need to rail capacity so that investors will know that, and we have to have scheduled rail delivery so that to know this challenge which we'll have is to have rail. Rail is indispensable. Rail is critical, to the dry ports. Give you one aspect of it.
Okay. What are the criteria for siting inland dry ports on different locations? What are the criteria?
The locations are scientifically, they are especially the throughput. There was a jam that research, as to throughput of cargo. Where do they go to? So it is a scientific, economic decision rather than political. If you look at Aba in Abia State, for example, the center, like all cargo going to the south or southeast. For example, is Turkton, Groundnut, and so on. Kano is an industrial town, large port with aperture to Niger, Chad, and even Central African Republic. At the Lagos, all the traffic in Lagos will disappear. Just bring the cargo to Ibadan. It will be distributed. So the decision to site dry is an economic.
Sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, sir. Yes, sir. Insecurity in Nigeria is so obvious, and it's almost becoming the order of the day. Do you foresee insecurity being in Shippers Council attempt to expand export activities to every corners of Nigeria? If yes, what plans are in place to mitigate and prevent this?
You're brilliant in saying Shippers Council wants to expand the export base of this country. We cannot be import-dependent economy forever. There will be a import, exportation of commodities, preferably processed commodities, is the alternative or option to mono economy that we have, which is oil. We should win
Okay.
oil.
Sir,
And
sir, right now
I
we'll
think,
go on a quick
yes.
break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Welcome back. So before we went on break, I asked you a question that do you foresee insecurity becoming bane in Shipa's council attempt to expand exports activities to every corners of Nigeria? And if yes, what plans are in place to mitigate and prevent this?
Insecurity affects every aspect of the economic life of a country. And the dry ports were establishing security conscious infrastructure to conform with the ISP, which has an international made pass one to some international convention. All dry ports must conform, to this code, which is for safety of life, safety of cargo, securitization of the trade itself. So we think insecurity is a temporary thing. It has been dealt with, and by the time we started having 2 or 3 airports, we think the challenges will have been won. But internally, there must be security. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. How do you source for investors? Do you partner with private sectors?
Actually, it's private sector driven. We have surrendered the leadership of investment to the private sector because private sector is best positioned to lead with such huge investment, and the public partnership is done in the transport infrastructure every time. The Lekki deep seaport, services, and so also the dry port. Now, if all these things will come together, then you will see that the economic ambition of Nigeria will be defined. And transportation shapes the economy. If you have old, dilapidated, inefficient infrastructure, that will translate into your economy. But if you have modern, efficient infrastructure, so also will your economy be like.
Okay. So are dry ports only dependent on rails?
No.
Okay.
Dry also multimodal evacuation of cargo. You can oil in waterways if they are situated near those bodies of water. The most important thing is for us to have efficient system of multimodal approach, and I think the 2 dry ports are served by road, but we have rail, so that the shipper will have an option, a choice, and he will have a comparison so as to make economic determination.
Okay, looking at today's interview, boosting Nigeria's economy through inland dry ports. Can you throw light on this, and how can the creation of inland dry ports boost Nigeria's economy and improve our standard of living?
There is nothing that could boost me more than the logistics, transport logistics. Imagine all what we have harvested in our farms being processed, and imagine all these things being taken outside. So the dry ports are key to the diversification of Nigeria's economy. Dry ports key to the stimulation of Nigeria's economy. We need to have an inclusive economy involving millions of people. But right now, because the seaports are there, they are clogged, they are very many miles away from the source of exports. It means many people are shut down by the economy. They are not involved. But if we have the dry ports, it expands the economy. Beautiful thing is if you go to Kaduna, for example, where the dry ports are located, you will immediately see sign that something is happening. You will see transportation, you will see other storage, and other related activities. That means the economy is expanded. So the economy of Port Harcourt, the economy of Lagos, the port economy of Lagos, Port Harcourt will be repleted in Kaduna, in Funtua, in Kano, Isialonga, which means the economy will grow up in leaps and bounds. And I think the dry ports, the government should give attention to these, declare them as of, and provide adequate facilities with the private sector. So they are internally organized, and you will see that the economy of Nigeria surely be boosted by this dry ports.
Okay, and sir, how do you intend to woo shippers to key into the inland dry ports?
Very important question. The efficiency of the ports and technology. We don't want ports to be like the old ports of Apapa or Tinker. We want the dry ports to be modern ports, technologically driven. We want to be digital ports. We don't want the ports to be dismal. We don't want the ports to have demurrage. Goods can be cleared within 24 hours. We want payments to be electronically done. Even want there's no need for agency to be at the port, but we want them to work 24 hours. So we want contactless port. We want an efficient port devoid of all the mistakes we have made in dealing with the dry ports. So that is how we want the dry port.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time. Hello, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. And right now, we will say this. We've come to an end. We've come to the end of today's interview. I remain Dayo Olujumo, and I just finished interviewing the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello, and he spoke about Nigeria's economy and inland dry ports. And I showed you earlier that it's going to be an interesting interview. It was. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Thank you. Do have a blessed day.